So guys, as we all know, Thanos continues to terrorize the lightweight division, knocking out Charles Oliveira in the very first round in brutal fashion. Now I know I'm a little bit late to the party. I've been mourning the last few days. I've been mourning Charles Oliveira's career, been mourning his chances at ever getting the belt back, and I've been mourning the idea of Oliveira walking down, big dicking, submitting or knocking out Ilia Topuria. But today's a new day. It's currently 4:45 a.m. Got up bright and early to talk about Ilia Topuria, do some well-needed glaze, and talk about what is next for him. Guys, Ilia Topuria may be the very first triple champ in the UFC. Paddy got into the cage. That was the thing that happened. Me and Paddy kind of look similar, so I really don't want to see that fight. It'd be like seeing myself get knocked out, which is kind of surreal, you know what I mean? So let's keep Paddy far away. Let's do Paddy Justin Gaethje. Just give Armand to Ilia. I think that's the fight that most people want to see. You know, there's like the casual fan bases where's your head at? That want to see Paddy fight. But, I mean, most everyone knows how that fight is going to go. So let's see Armand. I think that'd be sick. I don't give a fuck that Armand sat out. Get him in there against Ilia. And, yeah, we'll see what's up. We could do Dustin and Max are fighting. So, yeah, then Gaethje, Paddy. Winner gets the belt. There you go. Boom, done. Now, the more interesting thing is Islam Makhachev, let me tell you. He is going to fight JDM. And I'll talk about it more when that fight is coming up, but I honestly do not have a lot of faith in Islam to beat JDM. I don't know if he will or won't, but I'm probably going to go with JDM in that fight, to be honest. But let's say, hypothetical, Islam gets him down, submits him with a Darce in the first round, right? Is able to beat JDM. Now we have Islam as the 170 champ. Guys, call me crazy. I think that Ilia, if that is the situation that plays out, I think that Ilia if he defends his belt or whatnot, or no matter what, you know what, fuck it. No matter what, Ilia should go up to 170, chase Islam up 2 weight classes, and say, I want to knock you out, you Dagestani bitch. That's what I think Ilia should do. I think that he has the aura to get him to fight at 170 and, help everyone forget that he's 5'5" 3/4, And here's the thing about that, actually, is Islam is what, like 5'10", 5'11"? Islam is a lightweight sized person. He's having trouble getting up to welterweight as is, putting on the weight. So if Ilia fights him at welterweight, they'd both be kind of bloat maxed a little bit. And I don't think it'd be that crazy. If Ilia was fighting like 6'2" Shavkat or whatever, that's something else entirely. But, fighting a guy like Islam, where they're way closer in size than the other welterweights would be with him, I think that Ilia could and should go up to welterweight and try to chin Islam. Because if he beats Islam, he's the GOAT of the sport. It's not really a debate anymore. And I mean, just think about the build up to that. Ilia chasing Islam up 2 weight classes to get the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? That'd be sick. And then there could be this whole narrative of, Islam's trying to get his second belt, but he's got unfinished business with Ilia. You know what I mean? And then they fight at 170. I've heard this idea floated of, just have them fight at like 160. Just have them fight at a catch weight. Like, fuck it, it's a great fight. To be honest, I think that's probably the worst idea you could probably do. Because, okay, let's say they fight. Islam submits him, Ilia knocks him out, whatever. It's like, okay, what now? Like, are they both still champ? I don't know. It feels kind of awkward. It'd be weird. I think that's stupid. I don't like it at all. What do they do in the meantime? Like, if Ilia's bulking up, Islam maybe has to cut down extra. Like, I feel like it would just make kind of a logjam in the division. I don't know. I think that's like the worst possible idea. I think that if Islam beats JDM, Ilia should go up, fuck his life up, or try to. You know what I mean? Who knows how that fight goes? I think that'd be sick. You know? Now, the more likely scenario, in my mind at least, Islam loses to JDM, gets outcrafted by the Diddy boxing and the Paul Craig specifics training. It's like, okay, now what? Does does Islam stay at welterweight? It's like, damn, dude. I feel like Islam would kind of lose all his aura. You know, it's like if you lose to the JDM, I could just see people picking. I think Ian Gary low-key beats this guy. You know what I mean? Or if he goes back down to lightweight, like, yeah, man, there's gonna be the narrative. Oh, you know, he's just gonna be weight trained because, you know, as people said about Max Holloway. You know, it's like, oh, you know, he just got done bulking up to lightweight. Now he's cutting all the way back down to featherweight. It's like the same sort of thing with Islam, and he's coming off a loss. Like, that fight just loses so much hype. So if Islam loses, he's kind of in a really weird spot. I mean, he might just retire, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really see him going back down to lightweight and having success against Ilia if he loses to JDM, because if he loses to JDM, he's probably going to take a lot of damage. He might get knocked out. He might just, you know, might be a 5-round war, whatever. No matter what, though, he's going to be taking damage. So I don't know. This is why Islam moving up to welterweight right now makes it kind of awkward. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, if he doesn't win, like, it's like, full fuck. You know what I mean? What now? I guess we're getting a way less hype Ilia versus Islam. Like, I don't know. I really want Islam to win. That'd be sick. And then Ilia could fight him. Whoever wins that fight's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Just fuck it. Just call him the GOAT. Now, Ilia versus Patty the Baddie. Literally me. Let's just touch on it. Patty's probably getting destroyed, right? Like, dude, Patty doesn't stand a chance. Let's be real. I mean, maybe he can get him with a crafty guillotine. You know what I mean? Some nonsense. Maybe he'll triangle him from bottom. But guys, in all honesty, you know, I could totally. Yeah, I know. I just said he didn't have a chance, but I mean, can't you see, like, Ilia just knocking out all these guys back to back? Let's say he knocks out Arman, Patty gets past Gaethje. I could just totally see Patty going out there and just putting a boxing showcase on Ilia, like just beating him up with weird, awkward uppercuts with his chin in the air and just eating all of his shots. Like, dude, I just think that'd be hilarious. That being said, he probably doesn't stand a chance. I think it'd be interesting because, you know, like Patty's coach says, he has not taken a lot of damage. You know, Patty has a great chin. He's huge. He has okay striking, decent striking, pretty good grappling. You know, so I think that fight's really fun, honestly, to see, because, you know, it's like, how hard does Ilia actually hit? You know what I mean? Very hard. I'll tell you that right now. Very hard. Hard enough to knock out Patty, but, you know, I think it'd be pretty funny. The real fight that I want to see, though, was Arman versus Ilia. I think that Arman is really the only guy that stands a chance against Ilia right now. Stylistically, actually, I don't know if I'd go that far, but Arman probably has the best, like, freestyle wrestling in lightweight. Him and Gamrot, you know what I mean, whatever. I think that Arman probably a little bit more well-rounded in the grappling. But that, whatever. So I think that Arman would be able to take down Ilia. The question is, could he take him down early and consistently? I think that, you know, most fighters, their takedown defense kind of gets better as the fight goes on. They get a little bit more slippery. They get a better feel for the grappling. I think that, honestly, Ilia probably survives the first 2 rounds. You know, Arman has really good ground and pound, but he just doesn't have that same finishing ability on the ground that Islam has. He doesn't have that submission threat that Islam or Oliveira has, and Ilia is very high level on the ground. I imagine him being built like a thumb is probably conducive with having good takedown defense, good explosive hips, being able to pop right back up. So, man, yeah, I think Ilia probably chins him round 3. You know what I mean? Like, takedowns start getting harder and harder, and, you know, he just is able to find Arman again and again. And I mean, Arman does get hit on the feet. He kind of crashes into the clinch. He has decent striking, but he just doesn't use his skill set to the best of his ability. Like, he has great kicks. He doesn't really throw them that much, does he? You know, or he does, but, like, I don't know. He just doesn't chain them together in the ways that he should. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Ilia probably beats everybody. that's about it, dude. Hey, bro, all I gotta say, bro, just wait till Roofy gets up there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.